Hello everyone, and welcome back to some more Aselia the Eternal. So we are picking up from where we left off last time, where, we kind of killed a dragon, and then there was a bunch of drama and stuff with us kind of almost snapping and killing our friends, but we didn't, so everything's okay. Happy days are here again. So, without further ado, let us get to it. That's a strange place to pick up. Did I miss a line? I know that we were about to be able to be allowed to see Cowdy, his sister, but apparently I don't have that line here. But anyway, there's some conditions, but I'm being permitted to see Cowdy. Hearing that, I rejoice to head to the audience chamber in high spirits. How's it going, Illusion? The Danganronpa? No, I'm not familiar with that. What's that? Our meeting has to be supervised by the royal princess, Lestina, but I don't care about that. I can see Cowdy. Is she safe? I hope she's been eating right. Even though I know from Orpha's reports that nothing horrible has happened to her, I can't rest easy until I verify it with my own eyes. I dash into the hall quickly, steady my rapid breathing, and look in front of me. And Cowdy is there. Cowdy! She hasn't changed at all. She runs towards me, her eyes moist. Oni-chan syndrome. Cowdy jumps into me, and I catch her in my arms. Her slightly oversized glasses come off and fall to the floor. Cowdy, are you okay? She's safe. Overjoyed, I hug her tightly. Cowdy pushes her face into me as though trying to memorize my scent. Cowdy hugs me even more strongly. I can immediately tell that she's blaming herself. But that's not right. It's my fault that Cowdy is being held captive. It's because I borrowed Desire's power, even if unknowingly. Sorry, Cowdy. Cowdy shakes her head frantically in response to my words. I can hear her murmuring in a small, crying voice. Cowdy, I'll be okay. I rub her back gently, trying to at least slightly calm down the quivering of her shoulders. Was Cowdy always this small? She's the same Cowdy I always took care of, but now she's only a shadow of her former self. I guess it's only natural. She was expelled from her own world, and that is unquestionably my fault. I don't care about myself. If it's for Cowdy's sake, I don't care if I have to dirty my hands. I don't think that makes it right, but there's no other way to save Cowdy. If I have to, I freshly resolve myself. I will protect Cowdy, no matter what. Say, Cowdy. I've heard from Orpha, but you already understand the language here perfectly, don't you? That's amazing. I'm still really shaky myself. I purposefully try to speak jokingly. I don't want Cowdy's face to stay dark forever. For Cowdy's smile, I'll fight. No matter how tough it'll get. But I don't want her to know that. Cowdy is kind, so she'd surely blame herself. I've got to act cheerful. Are you practicing your flute? Don't be picky with food, even if they give you something you're not used to. I rub her head, which only comes up to my chest. The soft texture of her usual hot feels good to my hand. Emoto root confirmed, Kappa. Cowdy smiles. I can tell she's forcing it, but she's definitely smiling. Leave it to me. I've become a reliable gentleman after coming to this world. She starts crying again. Excuse me, and buries her head in my chest to try to hide. She doesn't continue. Maybe she doesn't know what to say. But I'm the same way. So I give her a hug with all my feelings put into it, to at least stop her from shaking. Kaori, we'll get back. We definitely will. And then talk about all the spirits that I murdered. I lightly pat her head and pick up her glasses from the floor. Lestina enters from the door in the back of the room. Come to think of it, Lestina was supposed to have been supervising us, right? Could she have been tactful? Being tactful? I'm unable to gauge anything from her facial expression. Yeah, MC try not to eat their life force or anything like that. Yep. You know, it's okay, we only do that on Saturdays. Kaori nods in response to the princess's words. If it were possible, I'd want to run away with Kaori right now. But we'd definitely be caught. And then, what would happen to Kaori? I'm afraid of that. And I'm unable to use Desire's power to defy the royal family. I drop to my knee and look straight at Kaori's slightly reddened eyes. It's okay, Kaori. We'll definitely meet again soon. Kaori nods. My gaze shifts to Lesina in the back of the room. I'm counting on you to take care of Kaori. I don't know if I can really trust her, but I have no other choice. I'll definitely protect Kaori, even if I have to dirty my own hands. I turn my back to the two of them and exit the audience chamber. Having obtained the dragon's mana, Rakios is aiming to upgrade its military at the same time, while the other nations have begun something about their forces. War is beginning, without a doubt. Many lives will disappear. That text always goes by so fast. I'm in the alternate world of Phantasmagoria. Can I save Kaori and survive? Oh snap, guys! It's Tokimi! Tokimi spotted! Everything has gone according to plan, she says. Called by their swords, the four of them passed to another world before my eyes, and one more left too from another place, and I forgot to log off Steam. Let's fix that right now. There we go, no more Steam. If only such things as eternity swords didn't exist, they would all have led normal lives. He'll fight with his friends, his sole family member, and his own existence on the line. Or with his own friends. I said fight with his friends. Nah, he probably won't fight Kaori anytime. We'll meet you again, Kaori, after we murder some ancient guardian spirit or something. Yeah, I know, Illusion, sorry about that. Tokimi route got spoiled. It won't be easy. I can see that much clearly. Five humans were summoned through the wall of the world. That's not something a low-ranking sword could do. The original? Even if I know it's necessary, I'm still reluctant. But I stand and head towards the back of the shrine. That's where the thing that will control the flow of fate from here on lies. The small, inconspicuous shrine. That's my objective. I set up a barrier to make it impossible for anyone but me to exist in this space. Steadying my breathing, I draw near. Long ago, I sealed this thing, sleeping here myself. It's a single sword, stuck into the ground. I grab the moonlit sword's hilt. The Eternity Sword of the third rank, Finality. Its power is the strongest among the swords I possess. This place, where this sword had been sleeping, is wrapped in a concentration of mana exceptionally deep for this world.
本当にユウトさんがあの剣の使い手になれるのなら
There are advantages and disadvantages to activating that sword. Surely the latter shouldn't prove too great.
動き始めたこの運命必ず制御してみせます。少々危険な流れに乗りますけどきっとどうにかしてくれるでしょう。
If I don't, he won't have enough hope. I harden my resolve and grip the sword tighter.
あなたの力が必要になりました。時がて私と一緒に来てくれますか。
どこまでも私の心はあなたと共に。
ありがとう。
It's been a while since we've exchanged words. I haven't had a reason to wield her for a long time.
時果てがあるじ倉橋時美が命じる封じられし力その半身を我が手へと移せ。
I draw the sword in one motion. Finality has been here for such a long time, but the brilliance of her blade hasn't dulled even the slightest bit.
いつも思うのですが時果ては綺麗ですね。
The blade vibrates ever so slightly, as though embarrassed. The sword is embarrassed, guys. But it's unmistakably the truth. Finality is beautiful enough to captivate me.
ですが半身でよろしいのですか。
ええ
An identical sword to the one in my hand is still stuck in the ground. Basically, I took slightly less than half of Finality's power into my hands and changed its form into that of a sword. Even so, that's power enough.
時果てにはまだしばらくこちらに残っていてもらわねばなりません。
保険です。
ええそれだけではないですけど。
There is a power in a divided sword that works to return it together. If the sword is broken, or the power of the eternal wielding it is cut off, most of the mana composing it will return to the original sword.
それはそれで問題なんですけどね。
By just holding on to the sword the moment he falls in battle, an Eternal can ride on that flow, and reconstitute himself where his original sword is. There are few places where Eternals can release their full power anyway, so there's no need to carry a complete sword. By doing this, we can continue to fight for an eternity.
真剣を話している時に倒せれば
Then he would be annihilated, even if he's an Eternal. But knowing that, no one would ever let go of his sword. That's why, even after all these long years of fighting between Eternals, the number who have died is quite low.
今回もきっと決着はつかないでしょうね。
When you destroy an opponent's sword, you steal away a small portion of mana. It's a dubious strategy, but if you're in a position of overwhelming inferiority in power, you have no choice but to little by little shave away at an enemy's strength like this.
とうとう動き出してしまった。これでもう私にも止められない。
The only thing I can say for sure is that severe battles await. That fact won't change, no matter which path I take.
時果て私たちでユウトさんを助けましょう。
はい。
A calm response. Reassured, I look up at the moon. 3 months have passed, in the blink of an eye. I continue my daily training as an Ed Ranger. I've learned the language well enough to live my daily life without a problem, but I haven't been able to meet Cowdy again. And now peace is finally nearing an end. Samurai Shrine Maiden. Yup. Pretty much. Okay, I think we're going to be approaching the next round of battles here really shortly. Year 330 of the Holy Yoto calendar. The month of Shire. I thought I said Sire for a second. 4th day of the Blue Week. That's today's date in this world. It's already been 3 months since I arrived here. The mana released from the dragon Sadagaraham has already been transformed into ether. The town of Rakios is also prepared for the outbreak of war. For the past 10 years, there have only been small skirmishes between spirits, The townspeople know that this time, there will be a big war. No one speaks out against the war. Likely that's because the spirits will be the one fighting. And I've become the one who will be leading those spirits. This stupid sword called Desire is supposedly of rank 4 in the hierarchy of swords. And more importantly, I'm a human. The position of captain seems to have been forced upon me because of those 2 factors alone. What does it matter if I'm the captain? Surely it'll make no difference who the captain is, as long as he follows orders. As long as they have Cowdy hostage, I have no choice but to obey. I'm startled by the sound of a knock. Yeah, it's unlocked. The door slowly opens. This is why I wanted her. Sorry, Illusion. They didn't give me the proper hint. If they had said a reserved knock, I would have known it was Esperia, but... Tisk tisk. Esperia enters the room and makes a deep bow. Esperia's been acting as my aide ever since I was appointed captain. But ever since I was given that post, Esperia's also clearly been keeping her distance. Why, Esperia? Does the word captain mean that much? It makes me feel sad, but I try my best to act normally. Not bad, but not great either. I've got my hands full with training and studying tactics. Let me rest for a little. I shrug my shoulders.
申し訳ありません。隊長の責務だとお考えください。その代わりに、私にできることならば、いかようなことも申し付けください。
She brushes off my attempts at light chatter and responds with a polite smile. My wish to keep things the same as they used to be doesn't reach Esperia at all. I feel very lonely.
本日、間もなくより謁見の間にて開戦宣言が行われます。お迎えに上がりました。
Here we go!
その前に、いくつかの解説をさせていただきます。
Esperia places a map on the table.
戦略研究室への橋渡しも、私が担当するようにと、王女殿下から承りました。各方面への指示も、私に指示を出してくだされば処理いたします。
Got it. I'm counting on you, Esperia.
承知しました、ユート様。
Esperia opens the map, and I look down at it.
隊長に就任したユート様に、改めて現在の状況をご報告いたします。我々が所属するラキオス王国は、北方に位置する国です。この大陸では、最北に位置する国になります。西方の国、サルドバルト王国。西洋土国崩壊時、ラキオスの建国の時からの友好国です。小さなラースにエーテル変換施設が設置されたのも、それが理由です。軍事力的には、現在は我が国と比較すると劣ります。次に、南方の隣接国、イースペリアです。水の力が強いモジノラ大湿地帯が国土の半分以上を占めています。この国もラキオスとは友好関係にあります。ラキオス、サルドバルト、イースペリアは竜の魂同盟という戦争同盟を結んでいます。互いに侵略を受けた場合に支援戦力を派遣するというものです。ただ、イースペリアは口述しますダーツィ大公国、デオドガン商業組合、ソーンリーム中立自治区と隣接しているため、自国防衛で手一杯です。軍事協力は期待できないと思った方が良いでしょう。事実上は不可侵条約であると考えてください。ラキオスの南東に位置するバーンライト王国。
Those are the people who attacked us trying to get to the dragon before we got to him, if you remember.
ユート様もご存知のように、現在ラキオスが戦線対象としている国家です。
Yep.
ここ数年間も小競り合いが続き、両国の緊張は臨界を超えたと言ってよいでしょう。バーンライト王国とその南方のダーツィ大公国は軍事同盟を結んでいます。その戦を始めたら、勝利以外は滅亡の道しかありません。
Politics,
これ
guys.
まではよろしいでしょうか。
Yep. Got it. Yeah, it's just like I heard in the strategy meeting.
失礼しました。それでは作戦の展開をご説明します。我々は今後、竜の魂同盟のもとに帝国に加担する国々と戦うこととなります。まずは隣国であるバーンライト王国です。 かねてより侵入を試み、エーテル変換施設の破壊を企てています。間違いなく最も危険性の高い国家です。次にダーツィ大公国です。帝国に近い位置にあり、ほぼ帝国の傀儡と言えます。スピリット部隊はサモドア平原を南下し、バーンライト国主との占領を行います。サルドバルとイースペリアは同盟関係であるため、全ての部隊をバーンライト王国に向けて大丈夫でしょう。リクデュースの魔竜から得たマナは少しずつエーテルとして保存されています。私たちスピリットの強化や新たな施設建築にお使いください。
And we should learn about actually constructing
その旨上告いたします。
buildings and stuff, probably in the next combat if I had to guess. After finishing her explanation, Esperia looks up from the map.
当面の目標はバーンライトの陥落となります。
War. It really is starting. I can't believe I'm participating in this. Should I, who was only a mere student, have my hand in such important matters?
ユート様はラキオスの戦士です。ですが、戦いは私たちスピリットを道具のように使い捨ててください。それがこの世界の戦い方です。
A shadow is cast over her words.
ここまではよろしいでしょうか。
Yep, got it.
次に我が国の戦力です。まずブルースピリットの戦力です。
That's great. The info dump is real. I just want to seduce fairies and fight dragons.
私たちの住みや方から存在のアセリア。
Yeah, we know all about Aselia. Dude, I killed a dragon with her. Yes, I know.
増強静寂の目
Okay, here we go.
孤独のシェア。この
These are new soldiers.
まだ未熟です。
They're both blue spirits. Okay, here we go. There we go. Now, I've got to act cool. Her sword is named Silence, but she is, on the contrary, quite lively. She's young even among her squad members and the mood maker of the group. Shia is the younger twin sister, or her younger twin sister. And this is her. Is everything going to be okay? She's docile and timid, and kind of an airhead. She's a comforting presence to those around her, so everyone adores her. She tends to hide in her elder twin sister Nellie's shadow, but that isn't to say her abilities are in any way inferior. Alright. Good deal.
次にレッドスピリットの戦力です。
Yep, Orpha first.
最年少であるため能力的にはかなり厳しいものがあります。運用には気をつけてくださいませ。
Yeah, she dies real easy. Killed tons of enemies. Yeah, we already know all about Orpha. So.
増強スピリットは釈光の日
Here we go.
育成期間が長かったため即戦力となります。
New spirit. Alright, so if I remember, she's kind of like a melee-focused red spirit. You gotta tell me clearly who the enemy is. Her personality is very determined and candid. Rather than organize people, she's the type to lead and charge ahead. She is great trust in her comrades. She's usually calm, sometimes loses herself in the heat of battle.
グリーンスピリットの戦力です。私、献身のエスペリアです。
Yeah, we know all about you, Esperia. You can defend against everything but a dragon, basically.
大樹のハリオンです。釈光のヒミカと同じ育成期間なので即戦力になるでしょう。
My, are you injured? She's very kind and gentle, but a natural airhead. Again. However, she's so broad-minded and accepting that she seems older than she really is and acts like a big sister for everyone. Healing magic is her specialty, and she's a powerful supporter.
最後に新たに配備されたブラックスピリットです。まだ育成が不十分ですが参戦させることが決定しました。戦闘人員として戦わせながら育成するしかありません。失望のヘリオンです。ブラックスピリットは特に運用が難しいと思われます。
Remember, we met her earlier. She's the mousy girl who ran up to Yuto while he was training. Her personality is extremely timid, such that she has the cuteness of a small animal. She's very polite and speaks very respectfully to Yuto since he's her senior. Her small body combined with her quick strikes makes her swift attacks her specialty.
必ず必要になるスピリットです。しっかりと育てていきましょう。
Yeah, since she's our only black spirit right now. You know, definitely important. Even the soldier goons have backstory and personality. Yeah, you know, that's the kind of thing that I like about this game.
そしてエトランジのユート様です。
Tell me about myself. I don't know anything about me.
9名がラキオスの浮遊スピリットとなります。完全な部隊分けを行うと第3部隊までの運用が可能です。
And we will get more soldiers as the game goes on. That isn't our entire
ここ
squad.
まではよろしいでしょうか。
Just for now. Yep.
我が国のエーテル運用に関してです。ユート様はスピリット隊長権限で施設建築の提案を行うことができます。最初に通常の施設をご説明します。まず回復施設です。町にいる部隊は HP が少し回復しますが、回復施設が建設されていれば回復量が上がります。
Okay, I did not remember that. Good to know.
研究所です。領地のどこかに建設されてあるだけで他の建築物が建てやすくなります。訓練所です。この施設はスピリットを強化する上で必要なものです。
Okay, so you do need a training
訓
facility
練士によって強さの上限は決まっています。
on a particular tile that you control to train.
人材と状況に合わせて強化を行ってくださいませ。次に戦闘で役に立つ施設をご説明します。まず塔です。この施設が建設されていると迎撃時に防御側に支援効果が発生します。
It's not something that I use often, but I do remember a few situations when I was originally playing the game when I built them and like they really help out.
属性効果を上昇させる各施設です。対応した各色のスピリットの能力が上昇します。
And I never use these, like at all.
戦闘の状況に合わせて建設を行ってください。
No thanks.
駆け足で説明してしまいましたが、いかがでしょう。説明が至らない点があれば再度ご説明いたします。
Nah, we got it, Esperia. I think I got it. I somehow fit it all into my head. The things I can do are mobilize spirits, train, and construct defensive facilities, training facilities, and labs. And there's more. There's a big gap in the abilities of the spirits in the squad. I have to conduct training based on that. For the most part, I get it, but is it really okay for me to be the one in charge of such an important task? I don't know anything about tactics. To Esperia, I can speak my honest feelings. It's insane to give me so much power as a mere newcomer.
ユート様はリクデュースの魔竜を倒した勇者です。この世界で戦士に求められるのは力だけです。
That was actually Aselia, but we don't talk about that.
ユート様のことをラキオスの建国時に現れたと言われる戦士の生まれ変わりという人もいます。ユート様は十分な力を持っていると思います。
Esperia spoke about that before. There were other Ed Rangers who came to this world.
ユート様、今のような言葉は決して皆の前ではなさらないでくださいませ。体調が不安を抱えていることが分かれば隊員も不安になります。特に若い娘が多いですので、不満や苛立ち、怒りは全て私にぶつけてくださいませ。私が受け止めますから。
How very masochistic of you. I can't think of anything to say. I will save Cowdy. How much will I have to trample underfoot to achieve that? The only thing we can do is kill.
私たちは戦いの道具です。道具ならば壊れることもあります。
That's a lie. Even though she tries to kill her emotions, I can tell from the quiver in her voice. We are going to commit a sin. Our opponents aren't tools. They're people.
そろそろ謁見の間に行きましょう。いよいよ開戦です。
Ellipses are beginning first. We didn't actually write that scene because we figured you'd had enough of the preamble. In the end, I didn't really understand what was being said in the audience chamber. I didn't really feel like listening, and I don't understand difficult things well in the first place. But I know one thing for sure. War is about to start. Esperia told me so. Suddenly, I hear a knock on the door. What kind of knock? It's unlocked. Ah, it's the mousy knock. This voice. It's Helion! I've heard it somewhere before. I turn my head and see that a girl has entered. She's small, with black twin tails. You're...
新しくユート様のスピリット隊に配属されましたヘリオンブラックスピリットと申しますよろしくお願いします
I heard from Esperia. So that's you?
はい私も大切な人のために頑張ろうと思います
Her face is bright red, and she's really nervous, but she manages to speak her mind clearly. She might really be something.
では私はこれで
She salutes quickly and makes an about face. Marching stiffly, she moves to leave. Oops. And falls with a splendidly weak yelp. She just might be really clumsy. Bye now. She runs away with a red face. She really is fast. Well, she's definitely not a bad girl. Helion Blackspirit. Black spirits are supposed to specialize in quick, repeated attacks. Considering that, her swiftness could be an asset. I smile wryly and think over the new addition to the Spirit Squad. Alright, and fighting! Out of nowhere!
ユータ様バーンライト王国が宣戦布告をしてきましたラキオスとバーンライトは戦争状態に入りました
You already said that.
現在スピリットの戦力では我が国が劣っていますただしサードガラハムを倒したため保有マナ量では我が国の方が有利ですバーンライトは我が国が戦力を増強する前に叩くつもりなのでしょう敵兵力はイーザリオに集結している模様です後輩をつくのが上策ですがラセリオとサモドアをつなぐ山間の道は閉鎖されていますですから正面からの衝突となりますイーザリオ、イモドアを経由して首都サモドアに進軍しましょう
Okay, so we got a long way to go.
今回が初めての本格的な作戦行動となりますユータ様参りましょう
The training wheels are off, motherfucker! Alright, capture Rosario and Remedova. The outbreak of war. And guess what? We're in chapter 2 now! I just realized that. Alright. So don't let them capture Rekios and don't let your squad get killed. Noted. Building explanation.
ユータ様今回の作戦からスピリット隊の隊長として建築の指示ができるようになりました
Yeah, we already talked about that
メイ
too.
ンメニューの建築から選択してください、
Yep.
建築には技術者とエーテルが必要とな
Okay,
り
now
ま
this
す
is something I need to pay attention to. Engineer.
建築
I don't
でき
remember
る
about
のを
engineers.
順に説明しましょう保有マナーをエーテルに変換するための施設エーテルコンバータ
And the more of those you have, the more ether you can refine at once. I
エ
remember
ー
that
テル
much.
コンバータを増設すると1ターンでエーテルに変換される量が増加します
Chapter 2 hype!
施設のレベルが高くなるほど変換量が増加します
Nah, it's over 9,000 illusion. Ugh.
私たちやユータ様のレベルを上昇させる訓練所が設置されるとスピリットの訓練を行うことができるようになります建築物を建設しやすくする研究所この施設は領地内のどこかに一つ設置されているだけで
We need to get a laboratory up pretty quickly. That
施
seems
設
just
のレベルが高くなれ
obvious.
ばなるほど建築するのにかかる時間が短くなります町での回復量を上昇させる回復施設この施設は同じ町に複数作ることができます塔ですと迎撃側だけ攻撃力と防御力が増加しますただし抵抗力だけは変化しません塔を建設しておけば拠点防衛を有利に行うことができるでしょう 施設のレベルが上がるほど修正値が増加します。
And elemental buildings that I will never make.
各属性施設、青の水玉、炎の祭壇、常緑の木、月の祭壇です。拠点の属性値を上昇させる能力を持ちます。ただ塔とは異なり、敵味方ともに影響を受けます。さらに施設ごとに各色のスピリットの攻撃力、防御力、抵抗力を上昇させる効果があります。うまく使えば強力ですが、味方のみが有利になるわけではないということに注意してく
And
ださ
that's
い。
basically the reason I like never rely on them.
建築の手順について説明いたします。建築物によって建築サイズが決まっています。
Okay.
基本的に効果が大きいものは建築サイズが大きい傾向にあります。
Balance.
拠点にはそれぞれ最大建築サイズが決まっています。
Gotcha.
合計で最大建築サイズまでしか拠点に建築することはできません。不要な建築物は撤去することも必要
Do
にな
we
るでしょう。
recover all of our mana?
ただ撤去を行うと
So we have to refine it again into ether.
マナに戻ります。
Still, if it returns
そ
all
の
of
ため
it,
再度エーテル変換を待つ必要があります。サイズの問題がない場合は建築を担当する技術者を選択することになります。エーテル技術、リアクタ技術、防衛施設技術と3系統あります。技術者によって系統の得手不得手があるので注意してください。
okay.
また技術者ごとに建築可能レベルが設定されています。
Just like you're leveling people.
レベルを超えた建築は規定のターン数より長い時間がかかってしまいます。
Red
レッドスピリ
spears?
ットの特徴を説明いたします。
Okay.
レッドスピリットは多くのディバインマジックを持ち、それによる攻撃を得意としています。
Yep.
全体攻撃スキルが多いので個体回復を得意とするグリーンスピリットに対して有利と言えるでしょう。ただし最大回数、行動回数はともに少ない傾向にあります。
And their hit points tend to suck.
またアタックスキルは属性効果を持つスキルが多いと言えるでしょう。ポイントの属性修正を利用すると能力以上の力を発揮することになります。ライフと防御力は低いため気をつけてください。効率的に大きなダメージを与えることができるので基本的にはサポーターに向いていると思います。
Yep.
補足となりますが、リネンのオルファリルはまだ強くはありませんが貴重な戦力です。
Yeah, we talked about this
潜
already.
在能力は高いと報告を受けています。
There you go.
長い目で育ててあげてくださいませ。あの子もユウト様のために頑張っていますから。
That's my plan. Mana and ether relationship and converting mana.
大地に
Yeah,
マ
we.
ナを獲得するため
Good
に
God, I know.
領地を広げ
Capture bases, build ether converters. Yes, convert them into
四国の
ether.
変換
Yes.
施設へのパイプが形成されます。マナーを得るには拠点を制圧する必要が、またマナーを結晶化させたものが発見される場合があります。各地に点在する竜もその一つです。
And yes, illusion, that does mean that there are other dragons that we can find and kill. So there you go.
それらを解放することでもマナーを得ることができます。戦い抜くためには保有しているマナーを増やし国力を強化していくことが必要なのです。戦うために戦ってマナーを得る、つまり戦いが戦いを呼ぶのですね。
That's deep, Esperia.
グリーンスピリットの特徴を説明いたし
Ah,
ます。
yes, you're defenders, I know.
グリーンスピリットの特徴は2
And, well, they also are good at defensive supporting stuff and
高い防御力を誇る
healing.
ディフェンススキル。他のスピリットと比べてライフが高く、またディフェンススキルの効果が高くなっています。次にサポーター時の回復スキル。味方のライフを回復させるスキルを持つのはグリーンスピリットだけです。部隊内のライフが減っているものを個別に回復するアースプライヤー、部隊全体を回復するハーベストを得意とします。
Yeah, hopefully we'll actually, I'll discover some dragons, because I'm not using a fact, so
攻撃力も低く
hopefully
は
I'll
あり
stumble
ません
upon some dragons.
ただアタックスキルの行動回数の伸びは低いと言えるでしょう
Will there be any more tutorials after this battle? I sure hope not, Spark, because,
基本的にはディフェンダーとサポーターに向いています
yeah.
この2つのロールを場合によって使い分けるのが正しい運用方法だと思います
There won't be many more tutorials if there are any, I'll tell you that, because they've basically told us almost everything we need to know.
説明いたします
Class
私たちス
ups.
ピリットは成長していくと基本能力が上がっていきます
I don't remember exactly what this
そし
is.
て一定レベルに到達した時に体内のエーテルが変質し次の段階へと進化することができるの
You
で
can evolve your
ク
Pokemon!
ラスが上昇すると基本能力値が変化しますクラスの変化にはそのスピリットのマインドが大きく影響します各スピリットごとの癖がありますので見極めてマインドを調節してうまくクラスアップさせてあげてください一度上がったクラスは真剣解放を行わない限り元に戻
Yeah, I don't remember this at all. I'm actually glad that they were telling me about this.
ブルースピリットの特徴について説明いたします主な特徴は2つまず高い攻撃力を誇る
And then they have the interrupt spell, Ice
行
Banisher,
動回
yes.
数の伸びは芳しくありませんが攻撃力そのものはスピリットの中で最強です
Which is why Aselia is a
次
badass.
にインタラプトタイミングに発動するバニッシュスキル
Tutorial hype?
バニッシュスキルとは
Eh?
サポートスキ
Eh?
ルを無効化するスキルのことです回復スキルや全体攻撃スキルを止めることで敵部隊の総合力を激減させることができますただしバニッシュスキルで無効化できるスキルレベルには限界がありますので注意してくださいませ
Hey, it's Orpha!
オルファ何でも言うこと聞くよ
Someone who's not Esperia. Aw.
ユウト様にそのような口の利き方はなりません
I like you, Esperia, but seriously, shut the hell up.
なんでパパはパパだよいけません私たちはユウト様の命令に従い戦わなければなりません
It's fine, Esperia. I really don't mind. I try to lend a hand to Orpha as she gets strictly scolded by Esperia. Some things don't change even if I'm called the captain. Rather, I'm the one who could use a hand. I think Esperia has some sort of hang-up about the position of captain.
ほらねパパもそう言ってるもん
Having received my approval, she snuggles up to me with a sweet voice, but Esperia won't permit it. She turns to face me again and gives me the most serious look I've ever seen on her.
ユウト様ラキオス軍スピリット隊隊長補佐の立場から申し上げます私たちは道具ですユウト様がどう思われようとこれは紛れもない事実ですアセリア特にオルファ私たちはユウト様の剣であり盾ですユウト様の言葉は絶対であり自分の命よりも重いと考えなさい
What an absurd thing to say! Esperia! I'm suddenly taken aback at her saying such an outrageous thing.
何がおかしなことでしょうか私たちはスピリット戦う道具なのです
Esperia seems like she'll refute any further discussion, so I can't help but fall silent. Why? I'm curious about it, but right now, we have something we have to do. I switch gears and look at everyone. However... Huh? Where's Aselia?
アセリアお姉ちゃんなら先に行っちゃったよ
She gets tired of all the tutorials. Indeed, Aselia seems to have already moved away and deployed her wing halo. Hey, Aselia!
先に行く
Wait! Hey, wait! Aselia! Aselia goes on alone, oblivious to my calls to stop her. I droop my head. There's no helping it. Everyone, let's go! And... combat! For the love of God, let's save. So we never have to do that again. Yeah. Now then, let's take a look at what we're up against. Level 6s, a level 7. Ooh, level 7s and 8s. a level 10, well, not really boss, but an all-rounder. Then we have a ton of dudes. Those guys are probably all going to start charging us. At least most of them. They'll probably have like 2 or 3 that hang back. Those are more 6s, 7s. No 8s, right? So it looks like we have 1 level 8 over here. No, 2 level 8s. And then 1 level 10 all-rounder. Okay, so first of all, we have to start leveling our dudes up. But I also need to make sure we don't lose this base. So maybe I should go over here, build a training facility, maybe build a tower as well, and then just have them charge at us. Just let them charge us. And, yeah, if we can go from there. Where's the rest of our squad? Formation? There we go. There's not assigned 2 squads yet. Okay. Here we go. This is where the game is going to open up to us. We can finally start making our own squads. And this is where, like, you know, I've said many times, you know, I actually really like this game. You know, this is the point where it kind of starts to come to its own, I think. Giving you a lot more choice in, you know, combat and, you know, just in general, giving you a lot more choice as a player. Okay, so Helion's level 1, so she is weak as hell. We need to round these teams out. I don't want 2 blue spirits on one team, though. I want... excuse me. I want Aselia and Yuto in the same squad because, as has been explained to me, you gain affection points by being in the same squad with the heroine, with the Yuto, when they, you know, when they kill enemies together. I think that's how it works anyway. So we're going to keep them in a squad together, and we're going to move another red spirit in there with them. I guess we'll leave Himika, because if we can, we kind of want to separate Aselia and Yuto from any other heroines with a route, so that they're not also gaining affection points. Obviously, when we need to put together a really powerful squad, we'll do that. But for now, we want to kind of have a decently rounded squad for each of our teams. And I think this will more or less do it. They all have a green spirit at least, save for this one, which has Yuto that can kind of take that place. So yeah, we're going to go with this for now. Game's just begun. Yeah, basically, Illusion, believe it or not, the game is still very, very early in. Now then, let's proceed. Charge!